Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Pisces, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. All right, so for your key to the week this week, you have the Temperance card. The Temperance card has been quite active this week, as has the Justice card. And it's interesting because in one way or another, both of them are cards of balance. So this week, the main message has been, and given that Pisces is made up of all of the other 12 signs, the main message that has come through for a lot of people is about finding a balance or finding an equilibrium. And that Temperance card is really asking you, or rather actually, it suggests that this week you are getting more aligned with the kind of life that you actually want. And I think this week, everyone always says, oh, Pisces is a dreamer and all the rest of it, which, is very much true. But I actually think that this is you guys daring to dream big and then following it up with action. Like, this is going to be a week where you put your dreams or your desires into some form of action or practice. And I love that for you. I think this is going to be actually a really great week. The Temperance card is also very expansive. So I'm going to say this, give yourself permission to breathe, give yourself permission to expand. With that said, if you are a continued subby, Rafi loves ya. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Eight of Wands. So definitely expansion here, definitely growth. For some of you, this might be a week where you're thinking about, where you live. And maybe some of you are having moments where you're considering, do you know what would it take for me to move and to build my own home? What would it take for me to move to a different location? What would it take for me to move to a different country? Like, there's a lot of big considerations here about changing your location in some way. What this also suggests is, for a lot of you, there are considerations about teaching here. So for some of you, maybe this is you deciding, I want to go into some sort of teaching profession, or actually, I've got a lot of knowledge that is kind of going to waste because I don't use it all in my job, or, really starting to think outside of the box with what you can do. There's a very expansive energy behind this, and this card being a card of speeding up of communications, this could be a lot of communication and conversation coming in around what you're doing for work, which could be great. For your communications and conversations, you have the Queen of Swords. You're having to argue something out this week when it comes to the work. You're having to battle something. So this could be a change of some kind. It could also be a, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like, I don't know, because you've got it with the Eight of Wands, so you're obviously deliberating something. You're having to really use your brain power for something and maybe get very clear on either what you do or don't want to do. Another way that this could show up, because the Queen of Swords can be arguments as well, so communication could be a little bit terse this week, and I kind of feel like in a lot of ways that's because you want your own way, which, go Pisces, like don't take it lying down, right? Don't have any of it. It's great. But yeah, so for those of you that are studying or in any form of academia, the Queen of Swords with the Temperance card, this could be a clash that happens with a teacher or a lecturer. It could be where you've got a difference of opinions, maybe a difference of value systems. It looks like you're definitely having a difference of opinion because of the backgrounds that you come from, which is fine. It's just about how you manage that so that it doesn't become, a long-term thing. Have your moment, voice your opinion and all the rest of it, but try not to allow it to ruin anything for you going forward. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, I think this is you maybe going after what you want, but try not to be too forceful with it. Especially with the Eight of Wands here, because you're very talkative, like you're really demonstrative in your skills this week. But with that Temperance card, it could be maybe you are the one bringing the drama, okay? And sometimes we have to accept that it is us. But if there is something that you want, you've got to be prepared to say it. You've got to be prepared to speak about it, not just kind of silently hint or seethe about it in the background. You've got to be more proactive than that, and you have to be more vocal. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this, I think, could be a lot of you getting really proactive about what you do want to teach. This could be a time where you're thinking, you know what, I don't like the way that my industry does this, and this, or I don't like the way that my industry is... leaves out certain types of people, or, seems to be one big clique. Like there's something about you, the arena or the industry that you're wanting to shift or to change. And in order to do that, you're going to have to break a few eggs, as the saying goes. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, I think this is probably a familial argument that's about to kick off, that's probably centers around a young person or a child in some way. This could be, it may have a legal slant to it, may have something to do with paperwork, etc. It's a possibility. For your love and relations, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So if you are single, if you're newly seeing somebody, this could be where things take a turn. This could be where you and that person, for some of you, maybe you're figuring out, actually, you know what, I'm not really interested. And it's like as soon as you figure that out, somebody else shows up. And I kind of get the feeling that for some of you, it will be that there's going to be a choice between partners this week. There may be more than one, which, could always be nice. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this could be the realizing or the releasing of some kind of burden within the relationship. It's the second, if not the third time, actually, that the Temperance card has come up with the Wheel of Fortune. So I wonder, especially on the wider world stage, if we're going to see a change or an adaptation of a celebrity relationship in some way. And for you guys on a more sort of, or for all of us, should I say, on a more sort of microcosmic level, I think this has got something to do with, more places opening up, or more news about the travel stuff. So more restrictions being lifted, more movement, etc. I actually think this is going to be something along those lines, which could be really nice. And then finally, for your money and materials, for your resources, you have the Strength card. Okay, so Strength and Temperance, the first thing that I see here is your physical health you're needing to really pay attention to and look after this week. I would say probably specifically your back and your spine. I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, but whatever you're doing this week, if it's lifting heavy objects, etc., just be really mindful of your back. On a financial level, the Strength card is really nice because it means that you're having the guts to go after something. This could be, though, that you're having to put money into something in order to make an investment to get this thing off the ground. So it's kind of like, it feels like a gamble, but it's not, because it's something that you know. When it comes to your home and environment, I like this because I think it's the courage to do something new with the living situation, whether this is changing something about the place that you live in, or whether it's going in for buying your own home. Like, there's something here that suggests you are getting really proactive with what you're doing moving forward. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.